Ladies and gentlemen, can you believe it? It's already that time of the year again for another World Outdoor Championships event. It seems like yesterday we were just talking about this with Eugene. That was special, but this one, folks, this one could be one of the most memorable ones of all time as well. Eugene brought a lot of special, heartwarming moments. Budapest looks to aim to do the same thing, and it's 40th anniversary. 40 years this has been going on. It all started back in 1983 in Helsinki, Finland. Folks, let's get on with the show. If you guys don't know what I do with these videos, I've done this with Tokyo. I did this with Eugene last year. I talk about noticeable participants. And I talk about, of course, my medalist predictions and who could be a dark horse potentially. Also, I'm going to do some women's predictions this year. Yeah, I'm pretty sure some of you are probably thinking, is he going to do women's stuff or is he just going to focus on the men only? Trust me, I'm going to do a few women's events. This is going to be very difficult to predict, though. I'm not going to lie. With some of these predictions, I kind of just kind of throw something at the wall, hoping it sticks. But let's get straight to it. The women's 10,000 is the first event we're going to talk about. That takes place Saturday evening in Budapest, which would be aired here in the States Saturday afternoon. So let's get started. This is the first final on the track. Let's start here with, there's a few noticeable participants. One person's name was just taken out of this list. We'll get to her later. There were 10 on here. Well, Tezebek Gidai, she's the defending world champion. She's the world record holder. And we're going to already get straight to the chase with this one. She should have been disqualified last year. Yeah, she should have been disqualified last year. I don't think she should have won in Eugene last year in this event. Why? Because if you look back at the video of the finish, Helen O'Beary was right behind her, and I think O'Beary was going to end up passing her, but Gidai, I understand the whole thing of being a veteran and all that. She kind of impeded in O'Beary's lane. Yeah, I think Gidai impeded on purpose, and I think she should have been disqualified. Let's not get too much into that, but go watch the video, you know what I'm talking about. Gidai, though, has not run the 10,000 this year. She struggled at the World Cross Country Championships earlier this year. I also have up on my phone here Budapest 2023 preview just to make sure I'm not missing anything as well on the World Athletics page. Also mention the forecast will be important too because I'm seeing temperatures in the freaking 90s for the next few days in Budapest, but this event could be ran when it's slightly cooler, who knows, probably a warm race, so we may not be seeing a time under 30 minutes, we'll see. Last year's event, the fastest time was like 30:09, I think, by Gidai. I don't even remember the waiting time, but either way, weather may play a role in this race. Speaking of Gidai, yeah, she almost broke her own world record in the 5,000, but Faith Kipyegon broke it by beating her by at least 1 second, or beating her by like a second or two. That was insane. That was in Paris. Gidai, though, gunning for a double gold in the 10,000 and 5,000. Speaking of Helen O'Beary, one thing that I'm worried about is if the race ends up being fast, she may not be able to catch up with them because her personal best is only 30:10. You can see the rest of the personal bests on there are faster than that by a good bit. Very, very tough there. She's ran a 10K this year in 30:19. I don't know when that was. I'm assuming that was probably in the first couple months of this year. Safan Hassan, you want to talk about craziness? Hassan she's doing the 1,500, the 5,000, and the 10,000. If you don't recall, she actually attempted this feat in Tokyo, and she almost got gold in all three events. She got gold in the 5 and 10,000. She got bronze in the 1,500. She's had this is the third fastest performance of her career. This time that she got this year at 29:37. She used to hold the world record in this event, but then Gidai broke it 2 days later. That was 2 years ago. So basically, this is just going to be absolutely insane. We'll talk about her and Goodoff at the same time. That top spot of the fastest time this year is filled by Ethiopia's world 5,000 meter champion Goodoff Sagai, who ran a 29:29 personal best at Ethiopia's World Championships trials in Nerja a few weeks after Hassan's Hengelo run. Sagai, in just her second ever race at this distance, became the fourth fastest women's 10,000 meter runner in history. Like Hassan, Sagai has impressive range. She's claimed the 15 World 100 meter silver last year. Eugene, she holds the world indoor record in the same event, and now she makes her major championship debut over 25 laps of the track, meaning this distance. Also, like Hassan, Sagai has entered for the 5,000, but she is not doing the 1,500. Hassan also made her debut in the marathon, winning the London Marathon earlier this year, and she stopped mid-race, I think, like twice. But Sagai is probably, she might be the biggest threat to double in the 10,000, 5,000. We're talking about those, we're talking about the women who are doing both events. She is the biggest, she might be among the biggest threats to do it. One could die. So now, moving forward though, G'day though, she, like I said, she struggled a little bit earlier this year, but then it's like, she raced at 5,000. Fears were erased a bit there at that point. Now, let's get to Grace Luna. Now, she's ranked 29.47. This on her 10,000-meter debut to finish second behind Hassan and Hengelo, and she's only 19 years old. She's 19 years old, and she's ranked 29.47. I don't know how they freaking do this. Finished fourth at the World Cross Country Championships in Bathurst. Now makes her major championships track debut. Third on this season's top list, she is the 8th fastest 10,000-meter runner of all time. Ishgayu Tai and Mizana Lim are going to also add to the, and Lim Hailu, by the way, all three of them are, in addition, a further talent for Ethiopia. Ethiopia is usually stacked with these distances, there's no shock there. Tai and Hailu finished respectively second and third behind Sagai in their World Championships trials race. So, they've all set personal bests this year. They're capable of being faster. We'll see. At a different stage, so things happen differently. Alicia Monson of the U.S., she has been really coming into form this year. She has been excellent. She's has a personal best this year in the 10,000 and 5,000. We'll talk more about her in the women's 5,000 later this week. One name on here that was on here, but I had to cancel out right before this video, was Eilish McColgan. She is pulled out of the meet entirely because of a knee injury. And injuries are becoming a concern. People are pulling out of the event. We'll talk more about that later this week, of course. So, this event, a little tough to predict because, again, the forecast, and I don't typically like to do this, especially me being a meteorologist. I don't really care for just the general weather apps, but it's the best I can do because I have no idea what I can really look at for Budapest forecasts. Okay, it's changed a lot. See, this is why you don't trust stuff, because it changes a bunch at times. Now, Saturday looks like a high of 85. It was looking like 90 or something like that, but that's why you don't trust those apps. Those apps are ridiculous or trash. Anyway, bottom line here is this. We could definitely see a good chance of the winning time being under 30 minutes. So, also, too, one thing I didn't mention, I wanted to do these designs differently with the graphics. So, I hope you guys like this stuff. I wanted to make it cooler, more presentable. Let's get straight to it. Hassan I have for bronze. Now, she also raced a 5,000 earlier this year, and she kind of faded near the end, and I want to say it was Sagai was in that race. Good off Sagai was in that race. Hassan, she's really bringing on the workload a lot, so it's a little uncertain with her if she can medal, but anytime she's in a race, you know she's potential to win this race. I have Latezma G'day silver because I think Sagai is just, she's really, I feel like Sagai is going to take over in the final couple of laps or something like that. I think G'day is going to be unable to challenge Goodoff. I just don't see Latezma winning this race again. It's going to be a tall order, but we'll see. Her Ethiopian teammate's going to really push her. This will be a great race. Next video up is the men's 10,000. You don't want to miss that, of course. And I have probably up to 15 events I'm predicting. I'm also predicting the relays too as well. So thank you guys for this one. Stay tuned for more. I can't wait to show you guys who I'm picking. And let's get to Budapest in 2 days. Peace out.